My area of expertise and my passion are focused on making a world where the food that we eat addresses both the climate crisis and systemic injustices, and especially environmental racism. So I need to understand traditional environmental laws in order to, for example, fight factory farms that are dumping pollution on BIPOC communities in eastern North Carolina. But I also have expertise in the laws and policy that make it possible to build the food system that we need to build, including a focus on local and regional food systems, food justice, and regenerative agriculture.
I'm a classically trained geochemist, and my research expertise is in the fields of water quality, contaminant tracing, and environmental health. My expertise and experience help to effectively bridge the science with the law and policy in the clinic. Because environmental law and policy are interdisciplinary, our clinic is interdisciplinary. We draw students from both Duke Law and the Nicholas School of the Environment. Along with our students from the Nicholas School, I ensure that our clients' policy, litigation, and advocacy efforts are rooted in the best available science.
My work involves helping these students translate what they learn in a traditional classroom into the hard skills that they will use as attorneys and as environmental consultants. So it wasn't so many years ago that I was in our students' shoes, making my way through law school and through the Nicholas School of the Environment. And I remember all of the anticipation of wanting to get out and do good in the real world, but also all of the fears and anxieties. Am I ready for the real world? What cause is most deserving of my precious time and energy? Will anyone hire me? And the work that we do for our clients provides a window that the students use to begin answering some of those questions. And a big and important and wonderful part of my job is having conversations that help them answer these existential questions for themselves.
I see my role as showing students in the clinic how good science can strengthen environmental law and policy and better our clients' chances of achieving their goals. I work with students to do site visits and collect samples, to conduct fiscal analyses, and to consult the scientific literature and the scientific experts. I also work with them to figure out the best ways to communicate and translate these, at times, really complex, nuanced scientific details to our clients and our clients' partners.
It's always wonderful working with the students, and I remember one of the most memorable moments happened in early 2020 when we petitioned the North Carolina Environmental Management Commission on behalf of 3 young women to demand that the state take specific and meaningful action to fight climate change. And the students on that case, who were also 2 young women, were invited to Raleigh to meet the Secretary of the Department of Environmental Quality, who is now actually the Secretary of the Environmental Protection Agency in the Biden administration. And the Secretary told our students that their request was not feasible, but our students would not take no for an answer, and they continued to advocate for their clients. And I was just so proud to see our students stand up to the most important environmental official in the state and demand justice for our clients and for future generations.
When I think of memorable moments, I often look back to 2019 when the North Carolina Commission for Public Health adopted a rule requiring testing for lead in drinking water in licensed child care centers. The adoption of this rule was the culmination of years of clinic student work, and several student teams worked towards the same goal. That's one of the most rewarding things about being part of the clinic, is being part of this larger journey for positive change.
I think one of the most underrated ways that students can continue to do this type of work after graduation is by getting a job in government. And if you love the earth and you want to fight for it, you could do far worse than becoming a public servant at the local or state or federal level. It's in those jobs that you'll get to use all of the skills that you've developed in the clinic, so advocating a policy position, analyzing alternatives, engaging stakeholders, all of that. But instead of fighting from the outside, like you do in the clinic, you'll be on the inside with the potential to have a much broader impact. And we need great people in government. I think it's a wonderful option that once our students leave school and head out into their first jobs.
One of the things that students love about the Environmental Law and Policy Clinic is the opportunity to work at the interface between science and policy. I'd say this to students thinking about next steps after graduation. Don't forget about the nonprofit world. It's full of sharp, passionate people doing this hard work on the ground every day, working with state and local governments, community members, scientists, and lawyers to find creative, interdisciplinary solutions to our most pressing environmental problems.